Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more RWBY. This is Volume 6, Chapter 2, and last time it was great to see my girls back in action together. Good fight scenes, good teamwork. Blake still working through some guilt over leaving Yang and the rest of the team. The saddest part about last episode, though, is RWBY being split from her temporary ranger team for the first time in 2 volumes. But it's great having all of Team RWBY back together, though, and they have to make their way to Argus on foot now after the train crashed off the tracks. But there's an old lady who was still on that train car. Wonder what her deal is. Excited to find out. So, yeah, let's check it out. Scythe!
Stay close, move fast. The darkness can't last. No hope, no path. But we gotta
Adam.
cling to that, and we cannot wait.
Who is she?
Trust the way we're made.
I'm thinking about why she's having her eyes covered now, and I'm wondering if it's because she has special eye powers, like the maidens or Ruby with the silver eyes. I mean, that wouldn't hold true for Adam, but... And who is this? Guess we'll find out eventually. I like that this intro leaves enough questions for us to... for there to be some suspense. Cinder. You're fine, you just lost a relic. Whoa. Fear. You saw that fear and panic in her eyes. Defeated again. The Fall Maiden powers aren't working? Her grim arm's enough to crack it. Rock open, though. Two heavy losses she's suffered in 2 volumes.
Gods, are you okay? Where did you...
Don't hurt her. Please.
We need to take the relic to Atlas?
That's what Oz said.
Flashback.
You've got to be joking.
I mean, bright side, we finally get out of this house.
Well, trust me, I'm not crazy about it either.
I just left
Without the
Atlas.
Spring Maiden here to seal the relic back in its vault, it's our best option.
Atlas may be the safest kingdom we have at the moment, but their borders are closed. General Ironwood called everyone back.
Not everyone. The city of Argus is a ways north of us, and it's the primary trading port between Anima and Solitas. They've got the largest Atlas military base outside of the kingdom. There's no way they'd leave it abandoned, and if we play our cards right, I think there's a good chance we could convince them to escort us straight to Ironwood.
I mean, we do have the missing heiress to Shnida's company.
Ex-heiress, actually.
True, true. But if there's a chance of reward money, I say we go for it.
Hopefully
Reward
the
money.
first option will suffice.
Glad to see you're feeling better.
Likewise. And while I'm sure we could all use more time to recover, I'm afraid time is of the essence.
Right. As long as that thing's out in the open, its power could fall into the wrong hands.
What is its
Speaking
power
of,
exactly?
What does it do, exactly? Crow never really told us.
Of course. The Relic of Knowledge has a wonderful and incredibly dangerous ability.
Is it growing in
You
his
can ask
hand?
any question, and the lamp will provide an answer.
Huh.
Intriguing.
That's incredible.
What should I have for lunch today?
However, it's not without drawbacks. The lamp cannot tell you of events that have yet to happen, and it will only ever answer 3 questions every 100 years.
100 years.
Well,
You gotta save it for
I
important
guess
questions
that's not
to ask.
so bad. Adds a lot of pressure, though.
Put it to a vote.
Oh, Nora.
Oh, can we ask for more questions? Can we ask for more questions?
Wishes.
I'm afraid you won't be able to ask it anything at the moment. The questions were used before I
Whoa.
sealed it away.
Well, at least now we know what it is,
Huh.
and we'll be sure to keep it safe.
Why is it important, though, if it's already been used? Why were they after it? Oh. And we've already
This is
established
just
that
great.
Oz isn't completely trustworthy.
Branded. We lost a third of our party, and we have gained a defenseless old lady.
My name is Maria Caravera, and I am not defenseless. I'm just a little hard of hearing.
I'll
and
kick your
blind
ass.
without my eyes. That
Oh.
are in desperate need of repair.
Oh.
Okay, I'm starting to see your point.
Knock it off, will ya? If we lose our cool now, we'll just be inviting even more Grim.
Does that even matter? Apparently, we've been attracting Grimm since we left Haven.
Oh, and how could I forget about that? What happened to no more lies and half-truths?
Yeah. I think it's time we got an explanation.
Oh, here we go.
I did not lie to you.
Well, you certainly didn't tell us everything about the relic.
Please, now is not the time.
No, we're past that. I want to know why you're still not telling us everything.
It is true that the Grimm are attracted to the relics. It's faint but undeniable. I believe it has to do with their origin, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, I feared that making you all aware would only add anxiety and negativity. It seems like the safer option.
You know, I'm getting real tired of people choosing what's best for me.
Is that why you chose to lie to everyone about Lionheart too?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I believed the Kingdom of Mistral deserved better than the truth. And I believed Leonardo deserved to be remembered for his lifetime of service, and not the unfortunate missteps he made in his final years.
Missteps?
What Professor Lionheart did was reprehensible. I am not here to argue differently. But does one lapse in judgment truly negate all of his good? Do we not all have regrets? You may have met Professor Lionheart, but you never met the man he was before Salem found him.
Look, we're supposed to be in this together. You can trust us. We're not gonna turn our backs on you.
Do you really think Leo was the first?
Oh.
That he didn't say those exact same words to me? I'm sorry, but you have to understand that my behaviors are backed by experience. I'm not saying that I
Years
have
and
reason
years.
to think you will betray me. I'm saying that I have reasons for the things that I do, the secrets I keep. The reason I... Where's the relic?
Right here. It got scattered in the crash.
Please, hand it over.
So all those times you talked about having faith in humanity, that was just for everyone else?
That's not what I meant to suggest. Miss Rose, the relic is a powerful item, and I simply feel as though it is my burden to bear.
But you said it couldn't do anything right now.
Why does it matter who carries it?
I need you to listen to me.
Oz?
Hurry. He's trying to stop you.
Stop her from what?
He's afraid.
Oscar took control.
Out what he's hiding.
Ask
Her
it.
name is Jinn. Say her name to summon her.
Her name?
Pro? Are you gonna stop them? Oh.
Jinn?
Oh god. Time stopped. Around them? Well, I hope it still has at least one more left. After this. But yeah, we need to find out what the heck's going on. This old lady's just like, what's going on? I feel like she knows more than she's letting on, though.
Wonderful. Tell me, what knowledge do you seek?
Oh, wow. Oh, this is Cinder. Oh, now we know who's in the opening. I was hoping for a new character. It's her. Okay. Spiderweb.
That's far enough. Okay.
You're Little Miss Malachite?
I'm Little Miss gonna skin you alive if you ever take that tome with me again. Looks like your life savings.
It was somebody's.
Ooh.
Cute. What do you want for it?
I'm looking for these travelers.
Well, sweetheart, you came to the right place.
Damn it. Little jumpy, are we?
A little jumpy today, hmm? You know, I used to be afraid of spiders. Want to know what I did about it?
Learn to kill them.
Oh no, the world needs spiders. I just made the spiders work for me.
So, the advice is to
Give
make
us
her
a
fear
week.
work for her?
We'll find your travelers.
You don't want to leave the pictures for them?
Little Miss, we already know where they are. That
Oh.
big guy asked about them last week.
I know we know. But what
Hazel?
we don't know is who here in Mistral might be asking about her.
Huh. Am I seeing this right?
I am Jinn, a being created by the god of light to aid humanity in its pursuit of knowledge. I've been graced with the ability to answer 3 questions every 100 years. You're in luck, as I'm still able to answer...
That's enough!
2 questions
2.
this era.
Do they roll over?
It's a pleasure to see you again, old man.
Ruby, please, don't.
Then just tell them everything.
Hey.
Ooh.
Do whatever you think is right, kiddo.
Jinn?
Oscar's holding him back.
What is Ozpin hiding from us?
No!
What? What? Weiss? Yang?
The void.
Blake!
They're all separated in separate voids?
Ruby? Yang?
Once upon a time, there stood a lonely tower that sheltered a lonely girl.
It's her.
Named Salem.
What? What? That's Salem? I guess we'll finally find out what her backstory is. I've been saying for a while she's like a big bad, and I'm not the biggest fan of like big bad, distracted. I'm not a big fan of villains who are just bad because they're bad, and so additional context will be very much appreciated. Concept art. What is Ozpin so intent on hiding? Wow, so this is Salem. Wow. Yeah, rather short chapter. Alright. So let me... Okay, this isn't jumping forward every time I press... Oh, there we go. Old lady, we still don't know what her deal is. I'm worried that since she was present, that she was drawn in as well, and that she will find out information that she might not be, she shouldn't be privy to. So yeah, Roman Torchwick. That's his hat. Last time we realized, or I realized, you guys knew already since you're watching my reaction, but Cinder saw it, and gonna get some backstory on Salem this time. She's looking at Ozpin, though, but Ozpin didn't look like this back then. I guess this is... Actually, I guess it doesn't look exactly like Ozpin. It might just be the clothes. The cane has been passed down, we know, for a very long time. So this could be the very first Oz. I forget if we know his name. But, yeah, what's Salem's deal? And how has she survived so long? Actually, does this look like any of the other people here? No, maybe. Actually, yeah, I think this guy looks more like this guy in the statue than Ozpin does. Because Ozpin, like, his glasses are a bit iconic, and his clothing... Honestly, this guy's clothing is much closer. Is this guy wearing gloves? No, but... I don't know. It's nearly identical, the clothing here. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly is going on. Jean shoving Oscar for information, but it's Ruby who goes against his wishes this time. Didn't see the fact... Was there any clue that this was Cinder? I guess we can't see her arm or anything, so... I guess her arm is bandaged, so that would have been my clue if I was, like, really, really paying attention. But... yeah, Cinder woken up again. Poor woman who found her. Seems like her fall maiden powers were faltering for a little bit, but after collapsing, and yeah, maybe she just needed some time to turn it back on. I don't know if it'll be a ongoing thing where she'll try to, she'll have problems summoning up her powers. Had a bit of a flashback to learn. Nora's so cute. I love Nora. Had a bit of a flashback to learn more about this relic and what it does. So my big question was, does it work as in, my big question is how it works. Is it, she said, Jinn said that I have 2 questions left to answer in this era. So is it every 100 years it gets reset? Like, if you ask 3 questions in the last year of the 100 years, can you just ask another 3 questions the next year, or does it roll over? If you ask 1 question, does it refresh after 100 years, regardless of, I don't know how to phrase this. Okay, if you ask 1 question in year 1 and you ask 1 question in year 500, when it's year 1, no wait, not 500. Okay, let me start all over. If you ask a question in year 1 and you ask a question in year 50, when you get to the year 101, does the question from year 50 also get replenished? So is it a set amount of time you can ask whatever questions you want, or does it refresh? Like, does each wish have its own cooldown counter is what I'm asking. Which, I don't know, for those of you who don't play video games, I don't know if that makes sense, cooldown counter, but yeah, based on her language, her saying that in this era, there are still 2 questions left, it sounds like they don't have their own cooldown counter. It's just every 100 years you have 3 wishes, and then the next 100 years you can ask another 3 wishes, regardless of when they're asked. So, yeah, they'll have 1 question left to ask after this, and I don't know what Osbin is doing though. Like, he clearly doesn't want them to have the answers, but since she was gonna ask anyway, since it was clear that they don't trust you and they're gonna try to ask this question, why not tell them the truth, or as much of the truth as you can, to lead them on and save one of these very, very important wishes, right? Yeah, because these wishes seem very, very important. The fact that you get 3 per century, I don't know what I would ask. You can't ask about the future, so I guess, what should I eat for lunch? The first question I asked. Does that count as the future? And I guess any what should questions probably don't apply, or probably can't be answered, rather. But yeah. What would you ask in a world like this? How to get rid of all the Grimm for, like, permanently? I don't know. What has Salem planned, maybe? Because that way you can figure out what she's doing, even though you can figure out what she's going to do without actually asking about the future if you just ask her about her plans. But I imagine maybe at some point throughout history, Osbin already asked that. I feel like Osbin should have just told them as much of the truth as possible to save that wish, though, because not the wish, because it's a Jinn and it's like a genie in a lamp, so it's hard not to think wish. But it seems to grow in size to whatever they want. It's interesting. But yeah, oh, Nora, can we ask for more questions? If she says no, does that count as one of the questions? Oh, that would be really sad. This motorcycle. Can it even work? Can it even drive in the snow like this? And we picked up a useless old lady. I'm not useless. I'm not defenseless. I just can't see. And can't do anything. So yeah, in the intro, I was like, I was thinking if these are there to hide something different with her eyes, a special ability with her eyes, but apparently it's just to help her see. For a second, I was like, wondering if it was something similar to what Raven did with her underling. I forgot what her name was already, but she pretended she was the Spring Maiden by covering... I think Raven covered her eyes so that... Yeah, Raven covered her own eyes so that people wouldn't see her using the Spring Maiden powers. So I was wondering if that was the case here. Not that she's a Spring Maiden. I mean, she could be, but I was wondering if she had any other eye powers that went along with anything. But Granny here, she might get a first row seat to this information about Salem as well. So we'll see. I was under the assumption that she stayed behind on purpose because she wanted to keep an eye on them. But yeah. And I don't know what Osmond's trying to hide, but we're about to find out. We are about to find out. Good on Oscar, though. Like, even though Osmond inhabits his body, he's still just trustful of him. He still cares about everyone else greatly. So he holds Osmond back. Oscar holds Osmond back and lets them get the answer to the question. Time seems to freeze when they are contemplating using the Jinn. And when they rub the lamp. Rub it? I guess. Oh, you call the name, and then it starts to come out. And time freezes around them, which is pretty spectacular. They all are just like wide mouth, gape in surprise and shock, which is really entertaining. Huh. She looks the least shocked, actually. I half expected... Interesting character design choice, I guess. I think it says a lot about Crow that he didn't attempt to interfere. I think he was about to say something to RWBY, maybe get them to not waste a wish, but seeing how much it meant to them and knowing that Osmond is hiding something, he wants them to have whatever answers they need, even though he probably doesn't feel like he needs the answers that much. Cinder, looking for Team Ranger and RWBY from this lady, I forgot her name already. I'll have to listen to it again. But stealing a whole bunch of people's life savings to get that information, and even despite giving up her people's life savings, this woman won't give her the information right away and wants to keep tabs on her. Does she recognize her from the wanted postings, I guess. I was about to say posters, but that's like electronic. Somewhat recognizable, I guess. I mean, let me go back a little bit. In her picture here, she still has, she's no scar, no anything. So, Cinder's a very interesting character in terms of storytelling because, I don't know, I feel like in fantasy stories, in fiction, we don't see the villains struggle this much, and she's been dealt 2 very large losses. Feels like the story is going to go somewhere with her, but I'm not sure where exactly yet. But yeah, wasn't given that information. This lady said she made the spiders work for her, so she made her fears work for her. What is Cinder afraid of exactly? And how can she use it for herself? How can she turn her fear into a strength? I don't think she's afraid of the 7 people she showed. But I'm not exactly sure. She's like, oh, is this working? I'm not exactly sure what she's afraid of. Like, she flinched because she wasn't sure what's going on behind her, but what was she afraid would be there? I don't know. Everybody's just like... I mean... I probably would be too. Giant blue lady. Giant nude blue lady. She's like twice the size of everybody, right? But yeah, we're going to find out what exactly is going on. Osmond's story, how he's linked to Salem. RWBY. I like how Weiss calls for RWBY. They're cute. They have such a cute friendship, Weiss and RWBY. But yeah, everybody's going through this. I'm curious if Oscar is going through this as well. Because I'm pretty sure Osmond hasn't told him a lot. What happens in Salem? I guess we'll find out next time. Excited for that. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, really helps out the channel. I will see you next week with more. We are 1 week ahead over on Patreon, so if you're really in a rush, you can check it out there. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, friends. And get distracted by this fan art and forget to end the video.